It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have a design team project for you for Color Rush Studios. So I am using the July kit, and I am using one of the exclusive cut files. I did go ahead and cut it out of one of the pattern papers because I think this pattern paper is so gorgeous. It's like a plaid. And I am in love with this scene paper, not gonna lie. So I felt like I needed to use both of them. So it is still off the board. And so you can see my pin in the left upper hand corner. And you can tell that there's definitely a scene on the bottom. And then there's a big circle in the middle. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to take this wreath cut file and I'm going to put it in the middle and I'm going to incorporate it into the scene. So I am actually going to tuck it behind these houses. So I'm just taking a little scalpel here and cutting where I'm going to stick in that cut file. So I'm kind of like turning it to decide where it needs to go. I am going to trim it off so that it doesn't have to fully get put in the back there. So it'll tuck right in behind these houses, which is super cute. So love, love, love how this is coming together. And I am not going to back the cut file. I am just going to let the background of this paper shine through, mainly since I cut it out in a color, like it's definitely pretty prominent. And so I'm going to do this picture of my husband. This was at one of our Lake Pal adventures this summer, and I'm going to trim it down. I don't think it's quite 4x4. I think it's a little bit bigger, but I didn't want the full 4x6. There was a lot of like wasted space in there. And this is a picture of Hoover Dam. You can drive your boat, fairly close to it. And we had taken some of the people we were with to see that, and we took their picture with the dam in the back, and they're like, "Do you want a picture of the two of you?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay." But I like this kind of candid picture of just my husband looking at it. So I think that's kind of interesting because I think a lot of the time we think about, okay, take our picture, but there's something about these little candid pictures where, it's just like a snippet and it's not posed. And so I think it's kind of fun to sometimes get those pictures. So that is going to be the picture of Hoover Dam that we have. Like it's in the background, but so anyway, so I decided I didn't want to map my photo with anything. I went ahead and scuffed up the edges to kind of let that white core show a little bit. And then I'm going to add some of the red frazzle to one side of it because I'm going to use the acrylic title that says Adventure down the other side of it. And then I'm going to start decorating the cut file. So I'm going to take some of the die cuts as well as some of the wood veneer pieces and some of the cork pieces. And I'm going to create 3 little clusters. I'm going to do 2 that are on the wreath, and then I'm going to do 1 in the bottom right-hand corner of the photo. And I had to put the crab on there because he's so cute. But he's going to go down a little bit further, a little more on the sand, away from the cluster a little bit. So it's a little separated, but he's just so cute. He needed to hang out on the sand. So the other part of my title is going to be dam, meaning, Hoover Dam. So that will be part of my title. My daughter and her friend thought it was really fun because they got to say the word. and with adults around, because they were talking about Hoover Dam. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the cut file as well. And then I did create, I guess, a little cluster up in the top left-hand corner of the photo with some sunglasses and a little frame. So I'm going to go ahead and start sticking everything down. I decided with the sunglasses, I mean, it was definitely very, very sunny up at Powell, and definitely could definitely use the sunglasses. So I think we were all wearing them, so it worked out pretty good. And I am actually leaving some of the gluing in. I must have been like in the zone. I don't know about you guys, but like sometimes you just get in the zone of scrapbooking. And so when that happens and I'm videoing, sometimes I will forget that, okay, maybe you don't want to watch me glue all my little bits and pieces down. And so, so I don't turn off the camera and do that. So like normally all of this gluing type stuff would be on there. So just a reminder with the acrylic kit, definitely take off the backing and then put your glue directly to the acrylic. Sometimes there's I've had the backing on both sides, but most of the time it's just on one side if there is any. It's not always on there, but if it doesn't look like acrylic, definitely take the backing off so that it secures well. Otherwise, potentially the backing will secure to your layout, but not your acrylic piece. So I'm going to finish it off with some sequins, and I decided that the seashells that are kind of wide, that are, I guess, would be like clamshells, I felt like they needed some sequins of their own. So I'm going to take the sequins in the mix that kind of look like flowers, and I'm going to do every other one. And then I'm just going to put them in lines. And then I'm going to finish it off with the big sequins, and I'm going to put 3 of those on there in 3 of the clusters. And that is going to do it for this layout today. So I will have the information for Color Rush Studio down below so you can get your hands on this kit, as well as you can use my code 10crystal, and that will save you 10%. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I love to chat with you. Look at how cute that is. I am in love with this cut file in this kit, and just every bit about it. So there is my final layout. Remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you next time.